yet somehow she's the one you have the biggest issue with, which to me, honestly, just kind of leads as misogyny and just making fun of women, calling women out, and that's chop AF to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop me viewers, I want to start this video off with a deep and sincere apology. I didn't realise that making fun of a woman would be deemed misogynistic by Adam McIntyre. Ladies and gentlemen, recently I uploaded a giant compilation video of my coverage of the GeorgeNotFound situation that involves Adam McIntyre, AverageHarry and Lexie on the Fireball Friday show. Then recently Adam McIntyre responded to said compilation of my coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say this is an absolute riot, so strap in as we respond to Adam McIntyre.
Choosing to harass Lexie, who literally as a bit to prove that she doesn't want to be involved is serving face. Like, she literally is doing that to prove a point that she doesn't want to be involved in this, yet they are being so hateful towards her for that, because you know why? Wake it up. Misogyny.
This is going to be an ongoing theme for this video. Adam McIntyre trying to brand me and others as misogynistic for making fun of Lexie for doing whatever she's doing in this clip. People are making fun of Lexie for this, not because she's a woman, but because what she's doing is incredibly funny and weird, especially with what AverageHarry and you are saying about GeorgeNotFound Dream respectively. Making fun of Lexie and pointing this out and having this as an ongoing bit does not make people misogynistic. It's just pointing something out and making it a joke.
So for people to be like harassing Lexie for this is absolutely insane. I didn't know that I was getting backlash. Apparently I was. I don't give a fuck. These people don't faze me. But if that had been affecting me, I would still be like, okay, it was a live show. You know, we're saying whatever we want. I'm not responsible for what Harry's saying. Harry's not responsible for what I'm saying. Lexie's not responsible for me or Harry. And I just think it's incredible. It shows misogyny with these fans that they are choosing to harass Lexie for things that Harry is saying, or maybe I'm saying.
Very straightforward why people were making fun of Lexie for what she was doing. It was weird and it's incredibly funny in contrast to the things that you and AverageHarry are saying. No one's blaming Lexie for the things that you two are saying. It's just funny in contrast and it has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman.
Also, another important context is this was a messy moment for me. I was drunk AF on Fireball Friday, and if you want a little bit of proof of that, I'm sure we'll see it. But go and watch my recap or just go and watch the Fireball Friday episode. I will not be watching all 2 hours of it, but knock yourself out. I was nearly knocked out from the alcohol. It's a live show. I'm gonna be honest, it's not that deep.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a flying fuck. To me, this seems like deflection, trying to state that you were drunk to swerve around any criticism aimed towards you for things that you might have said. Drunk or not, live setting or not, these were things that you and AverageHarry said and whatever Lexie was doing in the corner there. By the way, that AverageHarry's friend saw me in it, you know, brought up to weaponize against Dream.
However, with your group, I cannot.
Is it weaponizing? I don't see it as weaponizing. I don't see it as weaponizing. I think that says more about you if you're going to be like, if someone bringing it up as a valid point is like, you don't have a good point there.
Speaking of points, I could honestly not tell you what Adam McIntyre's point was there because they just honestly didn't finish it or try and argue it whatsoever. I mean, the weaponization argument is pretty self-explanatory. Tommy and it brought up the false accusations against GeorgeNotFound to use against Dream in the midst of his dumb drama with Dream. I mean, it used a situation that had been exposed for its lies and misinformation and slander against GeorgeNotFound to bash Dream with in the midst of a situation that had no relevance to it whatsoever. The only reason it was brought up was to make Dream seem like a worse person using an allegation that was proven false. So yes, weaponization. That's what the other person behind Adam McIntyre is doing. She's just posing 24/7. She's like an NPC. She's
dumb as hell. I find this really stupid. Not y'all making me defend Fireball Friday on a random Thursday. Oh my god, not on a Friday though. Yeah, this is so weird. Lexie literally was uninvolved in the convo that me and Harry were having back and forth, where I made a joke about do not call Dream queer, and then Harry's talking about GeorgeNotFound because of his own personal feelings, which I'm not here to baby Harry. Sorry.
Lexie is behind you posing and doing whatever she's doing, pretending to be an NPC. Therefore, she's involved in the situation. It is something that you can make fun of and talk about because she is right there doing it. Doesn't matter if she makes an overall point about GeorgeNotFound Dream or whatever other Dream SMP member that they wanted to talk about in that Fireball Friday. She's sitting there doing something, I can talk about it. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Harry can say what the fuck he wants beside me. I'm not controlling him, he's a grown-ass man. And I just think that it shows a level of misogyny on this creator as well. Let's wake it up. that he's not even saying Lexie's name, but he's referencing Lexie's show, but he's referencing Harry's name, which is a level of misogyny. He's literally not choosing to address her at all. Yeah, everyone is by name, including me, on a show that is not my show.
I mean, to seriously engage with this, I didn't say Lexie's name, it is pretty straightforward. This is a disingenuous reach of a point. Me making fun of Lexie for doing those poses behind you and not saying her name in that moment is not misogynistic whatsoever, and that's just a disingenuous reach to try and slander me and make me look worse than I actually am.
3 minutes in, this is very chopped. But also, Lexie is literally doing that for the sake of being uninvolved, yet somehow she's the one you have the biggest issue with, which to me, honestly, just kind of leads as misogyny.
Well, 3 minutes into my video, as you've just stated, how the fuck do you know who I've got the biggest issue with?
And just making fun of women, calling women out, and that's chop AF to me. And then for you to do that, not address Lexie by name, and then furthermore be like, and then Tommy weaponizing about them, you know, talking about women behind the scenes. You're kind of feeding into the mode here.
McIntyre says making fun of women and calling women out there, like me making fun of somebody who is a woman, is misogynistic. If you were sitting there twirling your little bits of pubic hair on the top of your head, I would also make fun of you for it. Average Harry started doing those poses, it goes without saying that I would also make fun of him because it's a stark contrast to what you and Harry are saying within this clip. That's why it's being brought up, and as well, it's just a funny and weird thing to be seeing in the background of a clip anyway. Just feels like Adam McIntyre's entire point here is incredibly disingenuous.
There's something that goes back to it immediately like it was a jump cut, like she's a piece of AI or an NPC. I don't know why.
Oh god, this is so cringy that this is actually how people speak. Like, she's like AI or fucking NPC. You're so cringy.
I wanted to just bring that clip up because that's a lot of what this video is. It's either calling me misogynistic, trying to make disingenuous claims that I'm some type of big misogynist, and then saying dumb little comments like that.
I love starting shit. We know Adam, and I don't know why anybody even cares if Dream is queer or not. Why?
Well, we don't care because we know that he's not queer.
Means then, to a certain extent, that you do genuinely care, regardless if this whole Dream isn't queer bit is a joke or not.
Absolutely fuming about it. I have.
No way that's the narrative you're picking.
It's funny you saying that because that was my exact reaction when I realized you were going to pick the narrative that I'm some big disgusting misogynist. I've probably titled this video something like the GeorgeNotFound Adam McIntyre situation is insane, in brackets, my response. And that's pretty redundant seeing as there isn't anything really for me to respond to, bar, oh my god, I can't believe that's what he's doing or saying.
I really don't care for a straight man.
Yeah.
At the core. He's labeled it. Like every second of this live stream was intended to be clipped up because why would you come out with that? Regardless.
Oh my god, Lad, I think you're the fucking NPC. He just said it's almost like every section of this podcast is an attempt to get clipped. That's the point.
That's exactly why I pointed it out, because it is the point. We are just going around in circles here repeating what each other are saying. What are we doing here?
It's like fucking every fucking part of the fucking stream is like they're trying to get clipped. That's why we're saying the things we're saying. We're trolling.
Because you're ultimately talking about things that you know are going to get clipped doesn't mean that you are trolling, and you can't necessarily hide behind that argument.
Lol. And we got your ass.
Just insufferable. There's nothing else I can say.
I want to pull on and focus on during this live stream.
God.
Nobody cares. When this was filmed and posted, this would have been around the February time. So when the stuff between Tommy and Dream was still going on, and it was criticized.
This is around the February time, and you're making a video on it in August. Oh wait, I'm mugging here.
Again, this is another disingenuous point from Adam McIntyre, and there is no reason to be bringing this up. As I literally stated at the beginning of this video, the reason I am making this video now instead of back then is because not only did I miss it, but the clip of Average Harry cussing out GeorgeNotFound blew up on TikTok, which revitalized this episode of Fireball Friday. So I spoke about it because it now was getting spoken about online.
You're getting it. I love that he doesn't get the joke. I'm like, wait, Lexie said, fuck, he's the reason our AdSense was so high this month. Wait, he finally said it. Also, is he trying to like prolong it so that he can get a longer video? I'm so confused here. He's like, I think Adam, doesn't want to call Dream queer. That's what you got.
That's the commentary I've got to apparently respond to, or try and respond to. What am I meant to do here? What am I actually doing here? I'm Adam McIntyre here by responding. I'm responding every time you say it because it comes across like you're obsessed. Regardless if you're joking or not, it's very clear that you care to a certain extent, but you keep bringing it up as a joke. Yes, many times I've openly said I will pad out a video because I want money, so yes.
Clip this. He's showing footage of me being like, clip this, and then putting on the act. What is his name? Slop Mule. Typical.
Typical, because that's exactly the point of the name. I'm gonna actively mansplain to anybody that doesn't get it, so again, if you want to call me misogynistic for that, go ahead. But Slop Mule is called Slop Mule because I upload slop commentary videos. I call them slopics because topics, but slop.
You should remove the parts where I'm talking to the audience in fourth fucking wall. Why are you including these clips where I'm talking about... Guys, let's clip this. If you remove that, it would make me look bad.
Like you, Adam McIntyre, I don't want to put across a disingenuous narrative. I'm playing all of the context for then the viewers to decide and make their own mind up on the clip at hand.
And he's a boring man.
Really do appreciate your insightful opinion, Adam, and I'm still a little bit confused, so if you would like us to call Dream queer or not.
Oh! Ooh. Oh, this video is cringy as hell. Somehow you took my cringe bait and made it cringier. This is now the third time that you've watched a clip of me saying that I'm clip farming, which is what I was doing. Literally say, clip this, and be like, I think he doesn't want us to comment. Ooh. Dude, this is really cringe.
I mean, ultimately, I find it cringe that you're being disingenuous and labeling me as a misogynist in this video, but that's just me. We all find different things cringe.
Saying where I went over a clip from maybe about 3 to 4 months ago now of Average Harry, Adam McIntyre, and a girl called Lexie who was posing in the corner because she knew that
And a girl called Lexie. You mean her show, dumbass?
this would get clipped.
Again, Adam, this isn't a hard one to explain to you. Most people watching will know who you are, will know who Average Harry is, but a lot of people might not necessarily know who Lexie is. So yes, a gal named Lexie. Some people watching the video won't know who she is. Again, that's a complete, absolute nothing point that you're just bringing up and trying to brand me as some type of misogynist, trying to play into this thing that I'm disrespecting Lexie because she's a woman.
Down of that entire podcast, that situation, and the stuff I went over in that previous video, I highly...
You've made 2 videos on this already? This episode came out 7 months ago.
I feel like Adam McIntyre is kind of struggling with the concept of the fact that you can just cover anything when you like, and especially when it blows up again on the internet, that makes it a new topic because people haven't really necessarily spoken about it before, and now it's gone viral. I also don't think they really understand the whole aspect of like a compilation video.
I mean, that you go and watch that said video and then come back to finish watching this one. But I mean,
I'm gonna be honest, babe, this one video seems enough for me.
And I'm gonna be honest, babes, you've just finished watching the video that I just told people to go and watch.
But not only that, we've also got a response from Lexie. Now, if you don't know who Lexie is, Lexie was the person who was kind of aura farming clip.
If you don't know Lexie, you mean Lexie, the one who literally is, it's her show? His fucking misogyny is exactly why I understand why he's making videos defending fucking GeorgeNotFound. Because he has an inability to acknowledge Lexie's involvement in her own show.
Again, that's just for people that may not know who she is. It's really not that deep. And I'm defending GeorgeNotFound because he was falsely accused. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory again. Most people will know who Average Harry is. Most people will have seen him in Tommy Innit's videos, in Memelis's videos, or other people's videos. Most people have seen you during the Colleen Ballinger stuff and other situations that you have got popular for. Some people might not know who Lexie is. Fireball Friday isn't some big show where everybody knows who she is. So yeah, I'm just explaining it because she's not as popular as you or Average Harry. I think that's pretty fair.
Fucking wrap it up, which shows his level of misogyny, which is exactly what people call GeorgeNotFound his friend group out for, which is exactly why these are the kind of people that make that video. Sorry, it's the only time I'm going to be serious in this video because this video is so unserious. This guy's misogynistic, the same way all of those in that camp are.
Adam's trying to paint me as some like crazed GeorgeNotFound and Dream fan, when in reality, I'm just defending them here because I think Average Harry went over the top and GeorgeNotFound was falsely accused. I've had my fair share of critiques for GeorgeNotFound and Dream. I'm not a viewer, I'm just defending them in this one situation. But if it makes you feel better to put me in that camp and slander me as a misogynist, go ahead. And ultimately, you're only doing that because you don't agree with what I'm saying and I'm making fun of Lexie and your friends.
If one of my closest friends got essayed and I had to be there to watch them fall apart mentally, I want their abuser to end themselves too. Average Harry is valid here, I don't care. I know the word if here because we're still talking about if in relation to GeorgeNotFound. Whereas Kate...
But that person is literally talking about Harry's response to what he witnessed with George. So is Harry not allowed an opinion, no matter how extreme?
Ultimately, I'm basing my retort and opinion there because Katie Bug's story had more holes than an old bit of string. She got exposed for lying several times and then ran away. That's ultimately what I'm basing what I'm saying off of.
You literally just read a tweet that was like, if Harry had to go through seeing all this happen with George, then you would feel the same way he did. And you're like, if. Okay, but they're literally saying if Harry did that, then he has every right to feel this way.
I'm focusing on the word if here to show the amount of lies that Katie Bug got exposed for in relation to that situation.
I wasn't there. I'm not involved. But you seem overly defendant of this And with the way that you speak about women just on this, I mean, it doesn't seem like you respect them very much.
Based off this, you were talking about me discussing false accusations against GeorgeNotFound. So no, I don't exactly respect the person who got exposed for lying several times in her accusations against somebody. But that doesn't make me a misogynist, and to brand me that because I don't necessarily respect Katie Bugs for lying is insane.
Average Harry for telling a misogynistic sex offender to end himself? I mean, last time I checked, GeorgeNotFound was not convicted whatsoever of any offense, and last time...
Perfect defense. He actually wasn't convicted.
I mean, it is, because when you call somebody a sex offender, you are saying they were convicted of that crime, something that GeorgeNotFound was never. So regardless, it is the perfect defense, regardless if you believe Katie Bugs or not, because he was never convicted, hence he's not a sex offender.
Here, I didn't realize I lowered so much. It's because I'm, like, bent over. Quite like how slot mule is for Dream. I just... Fuck you for the way that you're talking about Lexie. Your inability to reference her as, like, an equal to me and Harry in this situation is insane, considering it's not my show. The way that you're speaking about Lexie is almost like you believe that me and Harry run Fireball Friday, and that shows a lack of respect for women, which is exactly what in this you reference people accuse your camp of doing. This is my first video, Slop Mule.
Again, like I've repeated several times, people are more likely to know Adam McIntyre, you, and Average Harry in comparison to Lexie. So when I'm explaining who Lexie is, it's for people who maybe don't know who she is, and I think that's a pretty fair thing to do. That does not make me misogynistic, and I find it hilarious how Adam McIntyre has to keep referring to me being involved in, like, George and Dream's camp as I'm some sort of fan to try and discredit what I'm saying.
The fact that Lexie was posting the entire clip because she...
Okay, but you, for the entire duration of this, refused to acknowledge her by name, and actually made fun of, like, you were calling her that, the girl, NPC.
In the video, I called her by her name several times. I called her an NPC because that's how she was acting and behaving in the corner. That isn't a misogynistic take. Again, I've already explained about that girl Lexie.
Lexie, I think he's giving himself too much credit. I was getting hate on Twitter, being called ugly or whatever. Yeah, literally, like, because of him, by the way, he kind of was fueling this narrative that was focusing on being misogynistic towards Lexie.
She did something in the background, I made fun of it. That is not misogynistic. I can't then control if people go and call her ugly. Not once have I made fun of her physical appearance. I made fun of something that she did in the background of a video, which is something that I can do.
But yeah, literally, like, because of him, by the way, he kind of was fueling this narrative that was focusing on being misogynistic towards Lexie rather than me or Harry, which proves the problem with the kind of people that you're defending.
And Adam McIntyre is straight up lying here because I focused on all three of them. And even in my original tweets, I focused on all three of them. There wasn't just a focus on Lexie.
Literally in this video, we're talking about GeorgeNotFound being called out for, like, being misogynistic and stuff like that. And now you're making a video defending him where you're also being misogynistic.
No, GeorgeNotFound got some serious accusations leveled against him. And when Tommy Innit says this...
With your group, I cannot believe how the George stuff from a year ago went down. I cannot believe the response to it online. It's disgusting. It's sexist, man. And you and your friends' references and the way you talk about women behind the scenes has been so sexist.
Tommy and everybody else's main focus within the situation when talking about GeorgeNotFound is about his accusations. There is this rhetoric of sexism in play, but the main focus isn't on misogyny. And especially against GeorgeNotFound. GeorgeNotFound wasn't being accused of being misogynistic, he was being accused of some serious accusations. Not misogyny, that was Dream and the rest of his group. Adam McIntyre has absolutely zero idea what they're talking about.
Look at her best. This one's my favourite one.
Also, GeorgeNotFound, Adam McIntyre, Dream, and Average Harry are involved. Even in your description of a video that you're making on Lexie's show, you don't even involve her in the description. You're literally erasing her, making fun of her in the video, not acknowledging that it's her show, not acknowledging that she is literally one of the hosts. You are misogynistic.
Saying Lexi's name several times in the video. I say Lexi's name several times in the tweets. I just don't in the description. That's not a rating. Can we be open and honest for a second? There's a reason that their names are in the description and Lexi's are not. I'll let you fill in the gaps there, and it has nothing to do with me being a misogynistic pig. I mean, if we want to get pedantic, in this video when I covered the same situation, Lexi's name is in the description, but on one of my other follow-up videos, your name isn't in the description, Lexi's name isn't in the description, and Average Harry's name isn't in the description, which the situation still all involves you. This has nothing to do with Lexie being a woman or me being quote-unquote misogynistic. Stop being disingenuous.
He is misogynistic. He's misogynistic, and isn't it funny, out of two people that he's saying about, like, are fake victims here, or victim blaming, he's saying Lexie and also the girl he was speaking up against, GeorgeNotFound, as well. Isn't that so funny?
Lexie isn't a victim. People made fun of her for something that she decided to do in a video, and Katie Bugs, she got exposed for lying several times in her accusations against GeorgeNotFound. Again, you're being disingenuous when you're trying to paint me as a misogynist.
He's trying to reach the fucking threshold for mid-roll ads. Jesus Christ, I'm about to tap out. You're repeating the same fucking shit, dude. This video is terrible.
Adam, it's a compilation, so yes, the second video will repeat some of the stuff I've said in the first video, because not everybody watching the second video might have seen the first one. Just common sense here.
Fucking shit. He has 0 points. He is mansplaining everything.
Like what I said earlier, Adam tried to call him out for mansplaining in this video. I guess that's just that predictable.
Bad as hell. He's gonna whine about it in his next video. If he can keep the video under fucking 20 minutes, then I'll respond to it. Jesus fucking Christ. Motherfuck.
Didn't even intend to, but this video will probably be over 20 minutes. But yes, that was Adam McIntyre's response to my coverage on the GeorgeNotFound situation with AverageHarry, them, and Lexie. Ultimately, all they said in that video was I was misogynistic, so you could have read my community tab and got all the information that you needed without watching this video. But thank you really for watching today's YouTube video. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future Slummeal content. But I've been your host Samuel, I've been responding to Adam McIntyre, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video. Goodbye.
Do not call Slop Mule queer. Do not call Slop Mule queer. Slop Mule is not queer.